in what is probably the most generically named product launch of all time, Govee's new Outdoor Garden Lights, I'm not kidding, that's their real name, perhaps I should say the model number H7086 for algorithm purposes, are an attractive and modular low-lying feature light for your garden or outdoor pathway. And to really demonstrate the brightness, I'm recording this review with solely the light from these two fixtures. Personally, I'd have called them happy little tree lights because of their branching design. They're available as a set of two, seemingly everywhere except the UK for around $190 or the equivalent, and they're Matter compatible. I'm James Bruce, you're watching MatterAlpha.com reviews. Let's take a closer look at the Govee Outdoor Garden Lights, or Happy Little Tree Lights. By the way, I am available for hire as a product consultant. Now, what might shock you is precisely how modular these garden lights actually are. The two-pack contains two top light sections, two mid-light sections, and four pole sections just to extend them. And you will need to construct the fixtures yourself. You just get all the bits, you make your own design. At first glance, the box art sort of makes them look very similar, but actually you have a lot of freedom when it comes to making them. For instance, they don't need to be exactly perpendicular to each other. You could offset them at whatever angle you want. You don't need to have both branching light bars at the top either, like I have on this one. You could have one in the middle or even one at the base, like this, if you wanted. You don't even need to use the full height pole. You could make one half height. Anywhere from 12 to 36 inches is possible. So they feel a lot like Lego, a little construction kit. And there's hundreds, if not thousands, of unique combinations of the parts and permutations of the design. So these do feel surprisingly magical in your outdoor environment, with plenty of creative freedom. The one thing you can't adjust is the angle of the lighting. It points basically straight downwards, so you can't say turn it 90 degrees to point onto a wall or tree. It's always going to point down. Also in the box are two bases and ground spikes, though you can also screw the bases directly to concrete or to decking if needed, but the spikes are perfect for soil, like out here. They're IP66 rated for year-round outdoor use, and I've had these here for about a month now, through heavy rainstorms and sweltering, well, by British standards, sweltering heat. No problem so far. They're also fully Matter compatible, though as ever you'll get limited control over Matter. That's not Govee's fault, it's just a limitation of the Matter protocol, with only power, brightness and a single colour selection available. So instead you should open up the Govee Home app and you'll find a standard selection of around 60 odd dynamic scenes in many categories, as well as music reactive modes using the on-device mic. You can also create your own DIY scene modes or just have a basic colour for a specific look. They also include LumiBlend technology, as Govee puts it, which is basically just a fancy way of saying blending colours together seamlessly, so you don't have such a harsh transition. And it does, in fairness, look absolutely amazing. There's plenty of light output for decorative purposes anyway, or for lighting up your pathway. 1100 lumens each to be exact, though that is the white mode, not colour. They do have white LEDs inside separate to the colour ones. The white mode is great for general use, but for architectural lighting in your garden, the colours and scenes like this one also offer a lot here. So two things frustrate me with the garden lights though. The first is the relatively short cable length to the socket, about 5.5 meters from the socket to the first light. So I can barely get them inside the door to the cabin behind me here. And then there's a 2 meter stretch between the lights, so I'll think you'll need some sort of outdoor socket hidden away in the bushes perhaps. Govee is usually really good at providing ample sort of extension cables, but not in this case. Secondly, I hate to say this, but the price feels a little bit too high. So I would probably say wait for a sale. I know outdoor stuff has a premium to it, and I know they're made of metal, powder coated metal, so that adds material cost. But from a lighting perspective, the actual LEDs are very minimal, like less than 1 meter of LED strip per fixture. So I understand the pricing factors are mostly elsewhere in the design, but purely in terms of how much sort of LED you get for your money, it feels a little bit too high. You're probably going to want more than 2 of these as well, like to line your whole garden pathway, rather than just 2 random little lights, so the cost is going to quickly add up. That said, as I record this, I noticed there's a $40 on-page Amazon coupon, which makes them a lot more reasonably priced, $150 for the pair. So if that's not available, if you can wait for a sale, do so. Other than that though, it's a great addition to the Govee Outdoor lineup. I think both from a holiday standpoint and year-round use, the design appeals to me. It's a nice rounded tube, the natural green doesn't stand out too much. And the modular build really appeals as well, to give you a lot of creative freedom. Just maybe wait for a sale, especially if you're planning to do a whole garden worth of lights. And think about the power with that 5.5 meters of socket to the first light cable length. Anyway, hit me up in the comments with any questions or feedback. Subscribe for more reviews and Matter Smart Home tutorials, and be sure to visit our full site over at matteralpha.com for all the latest Matter news, and even a massive database of all Matter compatible products. Until next time.